Verse 24, notice we begin again right out of the gate. More confrontation, right? More confrontation right out of the gate. No sooner are we here, and God's word says, the Jews then gathered around him. Let me tell you, in the Greek, that means they circled around. It has the motive and the motif. The meaning behind the word is like that of an ambush. One of the other places where you see this word used in the Gospels, it's used to describe Rome circling around Jerusalem to come in. It speaks to motive more than just proximity and spatial properties. They're coming around like a mob. Notice the conflict and the confrontation. How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly. That word plainly could also be translated publicly. Come on, get it out. If this is who you are, just tell us. Friends, now we've walked through this gospel together. Is there any room for ambiguity here? Why is it that they would say such a thing? And again, I point you to motive and heart. Because they want to get Jesus on record coming out. No more parables, no more metaphors. Come on, tell us so we can lynch you. Say it out loud so we can get you. Friends, I don't know if you've been there, but I have. You may know the place and the calling to make it so clear and so plain that you have to stand on it and they have to deal with it. The false shepherds, the hirelings, not so much. We can make this palatable. Here, let me get it so that I can officially say that I told you the truth, and you can sit here comfortably in the truth, and we can make it work. The problem is the iceberg's coming. The problem is hell is real. And how well you or I were able to navigate through the compromise is not going to help us on Judgment Day. And let me just tell you, because you and I, we have a real part in that analogy from the SS Californian and the Titanic. Because if you're a believer, you're Cyril Evans. You've been told to tell the truth. You've been called to bring the warning out. And you have a responsibility. You cannot see all those icebergs floating around and not tell anybody about it. Friends, we also are Jack Phillips. What are you going to do with the truth when it comes in? Right? The problem isn't that we didn't know. The problem is that it was so loud and offensive to us. And I didn't like it because I was caught up in the other distractions that I didn't deal with it. Notice that Jesus, he says to them, look, don't play these games. And now my words, not his, but I think I echo his intention. Friends, you don't see what you don't want to see. Your friends don't see what they don't want to see. You and I have been called, like Cyril Evans, to say the iceberg is in the water. Whether you want to stick your head in the sand or not, it's coming. Here's the truth. The truth is good news, by the way, because nobody has to go down if you come to Christ. Surrender. But if you want to stand proud and say, oh no, this steel ship won't get hurt, friends, you'll sink faster than a Titanic on that day. And I tell you with all the love in my heart, you got to get ready. You got to be ready. Jesus also shows us the cause of the real problem. Did you pick up in verse 25 and 26? Jesus answered them, I told you, and you do not believe. I told you, and you do not believe. The works that I do in my Father's name, these testify of me. But you do not believe because you are not my sheep. Friends, the root problem is unbelief. The root problem is always unbelief. It's looking at the truth and saying no.